Right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all, Nigerian family. We are back here again, like I said before. Yes, please help us to share and like this video. We have our brother here with us, Mr. Stephen Iramato. He's going to be the one handling this himself. Please, let's listen to him. And he's going to reveal some secrets, some hidden secrets about the politics and the current situation that is going on in Edo State. Please, let's listen to this. God bless you all.
You know, like I always say, the nature of job I am doing right here in Nigeria today is a little bit, strenuous and the time consuming. That most of the time I have not been able to have time to actually come here and do some analytical, work on the trending issues today in Nigeria, particularly the run-up to the 2023 general election in this nation. Well, I decided to do this morning again after having gone through another round of the political brouhaha that have been enveloping the political space in the contraction called Nigeria. You guys will be surprised that since I came in, I'm a little bit reserved when it comes to Nigerian politics, having been able to be in the center of the ring and having seen what is actually transpiring within this political space. And I've come to the conclusion that we are not practicing democracy, but we're actually practicing what I call selectocracy. Selectocracy is a system whereby some individuals sit in the comfort of their city rooms and they pick anyone who they think is qualified to vie for any political office. Now, I was opportune to actually play host to one of the contestant, in the just concluded APC primary election for Edo State House of Assembly. Good morning, Mr. Gion Sayende, I greet you. Mr. Jolly, how far? We are here now. Good morning, sir. Now, I've been able to have the opportunity to actually play host, and like I said in my last video, which is already, in our YouTube channel, Nigeria's YouTube, which definitely at the end of this video is good. This video is going to be uploaded on our channel. I said in that video that there are some hidden secrets that we are unable to actually, reveal. And I decided to go a little bit further to get the what really happened in these areas, guys. Nigeria is still very backward. We are still very, very backward when it comes to political issues. Please, I'm using this phone right now. I don't know whoever is calling me now, please. I will call you back immediately after I'm done with this video. Thank you. Now, this is what happened, guys. A friend of mine called me and said, I want to venture into politics. He's a politician anyways. he wanted to vie for the seat in Edo State House of Assembly under his constituency. And then when he called, I saw reasons with him, having known who he is, having known the kind of person he is, his ways of modus of operandos. I felt, yeah, I'm going to give you the backings that you needed, and I'm going to do everything humanly possible to see that you actually, succeed in this quest. We started what they call consultations, like I said in my last videos. And in every consultation, money running into hundreds of thousands of naira are being spent on every consultation that you go to. This guy made around his consultations, and he got a green light that he is free to throw the ads into the ring. He came back to us and said, yeah, I've gotten the nod from the leaders again. Yeah, it's not like what happened elsewhere. Yeah, if the leaders doesn't give you a go-ahead, you try to venture into contesting, they will muzzle you out. Now, many people laugh at Comrade Edeberan Amigo. Many people laugh at him. That is just he's just talking. He has no idea what he's saying. He's a talkative. He's this and that. Guys, this guy was actually contested. He's a very close person to me. He's a very close person to me, and this person is a strong personality within the political cycle of his constituency. It's a well-known name. It's a well-known name. And this guy started all the campaigns gearing towards the primaries. He was shuttling both between Benin and his constituency in Edo North practically on a weekly basis. And this was getting better. Was actually getting an upper hand because of his charismatism, his approach to issues. People began to like him. Do not forget, before now it was the leaders of the wards, the 27 leaders of the wards that were actually asked to do the voting. Now it got to a point, guys. I traveled with him to his constituency in Etsako West. On getting to the ground, I have to x-ray the environment politically, and I told the people that were there who can bear me witness that there's going to be a political jamboree. There's going to be a political hijacking of this guy's candidacy even before the election would have taken place. I'm not a soothsayer, neither am I a prophet, but when it comes to political issues, can be able to decode every hidden secret because of the exposure that I've gotten. And I told them that the man who's supposed to be the leader of his constituency is going to sell the office, his position out. This leader of this constituency is actually from his own constituency, from his own club, the one they call Club 3. I'm not going to mention them right now, but time will come, the secrets will be revealed deeper. This same guy I'm talking about now actually contested as a deputy governor some few years back under the same platform. But people debunked my claims. Said you don't actually know how to play politics in this part of the world. This is not Edo South, this is Edo North. We have a way of doing our things. When we say yes, it's yes. I kept quiet. Hello babes, Alpha. I kept quiet and I just allowed things to flow. Okay guys. The campaign became heated, sorry guys. The campaign became heated to a point that there were 2 candidacy from Auchi and 1 from Club 3. This is a live story right now. This is what I saw, not what I was told. So that's why I said, politically in Nigeria today, we've not gone anywhere. There's no APC, there's no PDP. There's just some few elements who have head on to Nigeria, who have pocketed Nigeria and take Nigeria as their own. This very guy began to sponsor this so-called leader. There was some level of financial inducement, sponsoring meetings, building party structures with his own personal money. He has never been in politics anyways, take note of that. Spent hell of money to feed these so-called leaders fat, these delegates, just like what happened in PDP. Each delegate got as high as $50,000 US. There's one in Benin here now, I think, who just came back from the convention and bought a brand new car. Two days to the primaries, a new order came from Abuja because they saw their preferred candidates were not going to win. Because the people had already made a choice. Not only in Edo North, in Edo Central, and even in Edo South. Because their preferred candidate was not going to get the ticket of the party. They closed the leaders voting and they came up with 5 delegates per ward. Do you know the most funniest part of it? Even in the PDP, they actually decided to do an election to get the 3-man ad hoc delegates. At least, whether the election was real or it was fake. But to some reasonable extent, the PDPs were trying to be democratic in their approach to electing who's going to be their flag bearer in different, respective positions. Okay, guys? But in this one, 3 days to the election, or 2 days to the election, a new circular was dropped on the people. One man decided, being the leader of Etsako West constituency 1, decided to write all the names of the delegates all by himself. So, the State House of Assembly candidate and the House of Rep candidate is a product of a single entity. And before you be shortlisted into being a delegate, you have to go through some spiritual covenant or oaths. So when you are going to the field, you won't betray the trust that he had vested on you by making you a delegate. Knowing fully well, guys, being a delegate gives you an ample opportunity to leave the election ground a millionaire. So people were actually, kind of fighting to be enlisted, because all they were thinking of, I'm going to make some money now. I know when they are there, I'm not going to make anything more. Guys, do you also know, after the monies, each delegate who were not contesting started paying for votes. People know about PDP. PDP pay $50,000 each, bros. As of today, Tinubu has spent 50 million US dollars, which is over 30 billion naira, in his quest to become the president of Nigeria. 30 billion naira. In my last analysis, I told you, for you to be a president of this Federal Republic of Nigeria, you should have a minimum of 1 trillion naira. 1 trillion naira. And I said, and I remember, I said pre-election, you are spending a minimum of 100 billion. And I said, the election proper, you are spending a minimum of 700 billion. And post-election, you are spending a minimum of 200 billion. Based on the reality that is on ground today in Nigeria. And I also remember that I said, if one would have spent such a huge, gigantic amount of money just to be a president, 1 trillion naira. And I said, do you think that such a man will go into that elected position and become a Father Christmas? I remember I used the word, I, Humanistimi, won't do that. So that shows there is this atmosphere that this whole idea is a business, not to serve the people, but to serve their pockets. It's like I was saying, guys, on the day of the election, the primary election, on the day of the primary election, the die was still in favor of the unconsensus candidate in that election. You listen to the word, the unconsensus candidate in that election. And this leader was still in Abuja. He was called upon and said, sir, Despite all we've done, this guy must still carry the day. Since you are not around in town, people might still decided to betray you and vote against your wish. Remember that word down on the line, your wish. He instructed the people that were sent to come and conduct the election from Abuja to hold on till he returns from Abuja into town. They actually head on. And the election started around 8 p.m. in the night. After he had arrived, and series of meetings were held, pressure were mounted on the delegates, and I remembered vividly one of the guys I spoke to, who was a delegate from one of the wards, told me, Oga, I will not want to offend this candidate who had done so much for me. And also, I will not want to offend my leader, who is the constituency #1 leader. For this reason, he's a man with conscience. Knowing fully well this candidate that my leader is engaged is best for this position. Having seen what he had done in the past with the little position he had while he was in the civil service. He said, for this reason, I decided to step down as a delegate, that my space should be filled with someone else. When I heard this from him, I saw a man with integrity. This guy is not a big guy, he's not a rich guy, but he has so much integrity on him. He left the election ground and went home, fulfilled, because he had not been able to betray his conscience. As at this time I was told that this leader stood on this very particular voting ground and make sure he conducted the voting based on his quest for the unpopular candidate, which he had actually supported all along to win the primary. You know what baffles me the more? I was thinking, when a popular candidate wins, there will be jubilation in the air. I was thinking, when a popular candidate wins, there will be celebration everywhere. But I was, to my greatest surprise, the moment the candidate, the unpopular one, was declared the winner, people burst into tears. The same people who voted against the unconsensus candidate began to weep. That, guys, that shook me to my marrow. And I began to ask myself some simple questions. Why the tears? Nigeria, as of today, is like an animal farm, where the citizenaries are actually the animals. who are locked up within the circumference or the perimeter of a fence created by the political class. Do not forget, guys, the former CSO to the late General Sani Abacha, Herr Mustafa, in one of his publications or his interview, he said, and I quote, 56 persons are eating this nation dry. 56. These 56 persons have, their branches who they have actually planted in different quarters and corners in this country to perpetrate their evil deeds in order to continually put the people in perpetual poverty. The truth of the matter is, guys, I'm not going to blame them so much. I'm going to blame the citizenry who sets their conscience for a mold of rice. No wonder the Holy Book says, what shall it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his soul? Guys, I'm going to tell you today, many of the citizenry in Nigeria today have lost their soul to the god of Mammon. I'm not talking about the political class right now. I am actually referring to the electorate who are quick in selling their conscience, who are quick in selling their birthright for a bowl of porridge. We have no election in Nigeria today. We have a bidding. It's a bazaar. The highest bidder wins the day. It's quite disheartening. It's quite shocking that people are no more following what is right, but people are now quick to follow what is trending. This leader was actually paid some amount of money. The number, the figure will soon be revealed. During the 2007 to 2016, government of Adams Aliyu Shomole, is a man I respect so much, but he has his own flaws. I've been able to get close to his domain, and I found out that Adams Aliyu Shomole is not different from Chief Anthony Anene of blessed memory. Today, I know those people from Edo North will praise him. He will castigate you for trying to speak the truth to power. Just the way the Esan people were doing during the time of Tony Anene. The truth of the matter is, it might be favoring some people right now, but many people are being oppressed as a result of decisions being made by Adams Aliyu Shomole. This political oppressor I'm just talking about now is a stooge of Adams Aliyu Shomole. So that means every of his decisions emanated from the bowel of his political godfather. I remember vividly during the time that Aliyu Shomole was declaring for presidency at Abuja, this same anointed candidate who they successfully through a criminal way, have handed over the candidacy into the State House Assembly to, was taken to Adams Ali Oshomole in Abuja, where this boy was anointed to be the next candidate for the position of Edo State House of Assembly. I remember I went to the AP Secretariat here in Benin City off Airport Road with his friend after he had paid the compulsory 2.5 million naira. Excuse me, guys. After he has paid the compulsory 2.5 million naira to purchase the expression and the nomination form, I remembered when we get to the secretariat, I remembered we were ushered into the office of the State Secretary of APC, Mr. Lawrence Oka. And I remembered Mr. Lawrence Oka told us vividly that there is no more forms for sale. I remembered when we were still seated down there, he requested this young man to put a call across to the leader of their constituency. I remembered also that after series of calls, the phones was ringing and it was never picked up. I also remembered that the state secretary told him, until your leader picks and give a no, they go ahead, we cannot be able to handle your case. I remember while we were still seated waiting, trying to call to get a clearance from this guy. I remember again we were ushered into the office of the chairman of APC in Edo State, Colonel David Imuse. I remembered while we were still there, a lot of talk were coming in parables, which I will not be able to expatiate right now. But it was not in favor of this candidacy. I remember while we were still there, a young man came from Edo Central so. And I remembered this guy came in and the colonel told him, did I not tell you not to buy the ticket, not to buy the form for this position? That we have already decided who we are going to take as the candidate for this very particular position in Esan land. I remember the guy got furious and said it is his fundamental human right for him to contest election, to be voted, and for him to vote. I remember this young man went to Abuja and get his nomination forms. I remembered on the day of the screening, this same young man was not screened because his nomination form was not bought in Benin. He was asked to go to Abuja and do a screening. I remembered that this friend of mine who was vying for this political position had to flew to Abuja in order for him to secure his form or be able to meet with this political godfather, a demigod in his constituency. I remember why he was in Abuja. A call was placed across that we should go and pick his form at the secretariat. This all that have transpired within this period was a show that Nigeria is still far from neo-colonization. What they call the neo-colonization. How are we going to leave this circumference of few people deciding the fate of over 200 million people? How are we going to get a government that will be for the people, by the people, in defense of the people, when few guys make the decision somewhere and decide who the next will be? Just yesterday, General Muhammadu Buhari, the outgoing president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, had all the president aspirants of APC and said, listen guys, listen governors, you are the one that choose your own successor. Allow me to choose my successor. When I read out of the page of the newspaper, I was babused. How do you expect a man who has failed woefully like Buhari to be able to give you a successor that will do more than what he has done? There's an adage in Benin or in English which says, show me your friends and I will tell you who you are. A man that has been declared, described from the north to the south, from the east to the west as a not-do-well president will not be given the responsibility of him making the choice of who becomes the next president of this nation. That is the position Nigerians have found themselves. The system is not working. The only thing that works in this nation as of today is the private sector. The fabric of the existence of this nation economically, they are the private sectors. Why? Because of the same reasons of few deciding for many. The choice of the people are not accepted except the choice of some few who will employ such a choice not for the good of the people but for their personal interest. Today, the popular candidate lost and the unpopular one won because the unpopular candidate is the choice of the cabals. Is the choice of the cartel that have held this nation hostage. How can we continue in this manner? How can we practically continue in this manner? The reason why I have to come out today to make a little elaboration on what is happening in Nigeria today is for you to know it is high time we the youth, particularly in the diaspora, buckle up. Now guys, as you know, I've been in this country now for a year and 6 months. I've decided to do that. I've told myself I'm going to spend 2 years on a roll in this nation and to actually see how things work. It hasn't been easy. I'm going to talk about that in one of my videos. The journey so far. It hasn't been easy. It has been a very, very difficult terrain, particularly if you are upright and straightforward. But I've refused to give up, because giving up means I have surrendered to the people that have kept us in this state that we find ourselves. I've decided to be a lone ranger in the midst of many wolves. I've held on to my integrity. I've held on to my conscience that together we can make Nigeria great. How possible can that be? It's a thing of another day. But I know those of us in diaspora, we have so much advantage, we have so much power to change the narratives of what is happening in our nation. Why have we not been able to do that? It's the division that we have created among us. I have worked a team from the north of Edo to the south of Edo. I have seen that nobody, the richest of all, is not as rich as those of us in diaspora. Now I'm going to say, are we supposed to be part of the political space? The answer is yes. Can we be able to beat these guys hands down? The answer is yes. How are we going to do it? It is only for us to make a decision today as I want to build a new state. I want to build a new nation. I want to have a nation that every one of us will be a partaker. We put our thinking cap up and began to make the difference. Don't forget, during the time of Obama of US, the people ran his electionary campaign. The people paid $1, $2, $5 to run Obama's electionary campaign. The money did not come from Obama's pocket. We have over 30 million Nigerians. 30 million Nigerians outside the shore of Nigeria. If each Nigeria decided to cough in just 1,000 naira, we would have been able to beat these criminals in power to their games. If we decide to bring 10,000 naira each to sponsor a reliable, God-fearing man with high integrity, we will be able to beat all to their games. The money they spend is the money we earn. I don't know if you get that right now. Now, your $1 is your $1, but your $1 is 600 naira to them. So when they are changing their naira to your dollar is still intact. Your dollar is not losing any value, but their does when they change into your currency. But they have been able to, to find their way into our hearts. That they have destroyed the fabric of unity among the diasporas. To continually eat us deep and leave us in the shallow of nothing. It's quite unfortunate that the educated elites are not dancing to the tune of the uneducated, unenlightened criminals who have been able to crawl into the corridor of power by stealing. How can you defend when the Akata General of a state is being accused of siphoning 50 billion naira? It's funny, guys. It's disheartening. I don't want to talk about what is happening in the Edo State PDP, because it's a mess on its own. Since I supported Governor Obaseki in 2020 general election, I've never spoken anything anymore, having given them, the government, some advices on the way to go, and it was not followed up. I decided that I'm going to quit supporting any particular candidate that I don't know it total. But I'm still worried, still shocked by what is happening within this climb in Edo PDP. A friend of mine told me, say, Pa, don't discuss about these people, stay clear from Edo PDP. I said, yeah, I don't even have time for you guys anyways. But I'm going to say something clearly. Governor Obaseki might be a good guy. Use the word might. Governor Obaseki might have good intention. Use the word might. But does his approaches the right approach? That is the question that we all must begin to answer. I run a company right now, right here. I have over 50 staffs under my payroll, under my command. I don't think every one of them think the same way. No. I don't think everyone of them reason in the same way. No. I don't think every one of them is actually corruption free. No, I don't think so. I don't think every one of them actually have, in their heart, the growth of this business I'm doing. No, I don't think so. But have I been able to manage all within the circumference of where I am? Yes, to a reasonable extent, I think so. Have we ever fall out along the line? Yes, on many occasions when they cross the line. Does that mean I have to tag them to be bad and we don't have a level of reconciliation? No, we do have a level of reconciliation. There's a point, I called them, I said, come sit down, we need to talk. If you tag everybody corrupt, who is actually the incorruptible among us? If you are in the political space, take that home. I can bet you in the Nigerian space today, no politician, I repeat, no politician is not corrupt. Quote me anywhere. You don't understand, corruption is not about monetary corruption alone. Corruption goes beyond monetary corruption. If I have an agreement with you and you violated that agreement, it is termed to be corruption. If you give a contract to someone that is not qualified for the contract, it is termed to be corruption. If you give a support to someone based on your relationship with the person, it is termed to be corruption. So you can agree with me, guys, that when you say one is corrupt, it goes beyond the monetary corruption, which is only what we in this part of the world actually think about. You see, in America, they will say sexual harassment, corruption. They want to impeach a president for sexual harassment via phone. We all know what happened to Bill Clinton. We all know what happened to Bill Clinton. Only phone call. They want to throw the man come off for government. We all know what happened to Barack Obama. We all know what happened to Donald Trump. So when you say this man is incorruptible, I've actually checked other part of his life if he's not holding on to the finance of the state. When we support the government to come into power, we must also be able to checkmate the government that it does the right thing for the benefit of the people. If you break promises, it is called corruption. Today, I'm hearing from different quarters that the governorship candidacy for 2024 that was actually zoned or agreed to be zoned to Edo Central is about going into power tussle with the power that be in the government now and some forces outside the government. If that becomes the fact, that will be termed to be corruption. Do you know why? Because you have gone back on your promises. He might be financially okay, but does he actually keep to his words? Does he explain to the people why things are the way they are? If you refuse the choice of the people to become the order of the day, that also could be termed to be corruption. So I will leave the PDP crisis outside right now, because I'm going to deal with that on a neutral day. The atmosphere is already heated up right now. We have to parallel candidacy for PDP, the Obi fraction and the Obaseki fraction. And if care is not taken, we'll end up having a Zamfara issue in Edo, where there will be no candidacy for PDP. Then APC, who are actually unpicked candidates, get the order of the day. Guys, if you live in Europe, you live abroad, you want to actually have a better Nigeria, it's hard time we start taking alike. Let's use our voices like we did in 2020. Let's use our platform to create a new order for our nation, for our state. There's no place like home. Do you know, despite all the challenges that I've gone through, I am comfortable being in Nigeria with the little finances that I have. That is a pointer that when you have little thing, returning back home is the best of all you can think. It may not be as beautiful as we wish it to be, but yet home is home. I refuse to return back to Europe. I want to do my own quota in making this state what I expect it to be. That's why I went into the kind of business I went into. It's a stressful business. It requires huge capital. The risk in the business is enormous. But I've decided to take the bull by the horn and leave my name in the test of time. I might not be able to do all, but I know strongly that a time will come, people will remember me for what I've done in this period. A time will come, people will appreciate the effort I put in to make Edo great again. A time will come, people will appreciate my analytical order when it comes to issues of Nigeria and its political situation. A time will come, people would have said, if we had known, we would have given Humanist Steven the support that needed to actually achieve his purpose and plan for Edo State. I'm not here to babble you, but I'm here to tell you the fact. I don't think there is any nation in the world today that is as wealthy as Nigeria. But the quite most pitiable part is within the enormous wealth, we are still the capital of poverty. Within the enormous intellectual capability, we are still ranked the poorest when it comes to intellectual matters. With our large population, we have not been able to take advantage of it and translate it into wealth, just like it is happening in China, in India, and United States of America. These are things that we are crying for today. If you live in the diaspora, you can bear me witness, guys. The Chinese, the Indians, always go out of their country, get exposed, acquire knowledge, acquire some level of wealth, and they repatriate it back, help the government in building a sustainable and lasting economy and political structures. Yes, I'm going to complain. We did it in 2020. It's not favorable to us right now. Guys, do not give up on one attempt. Any man who wants to get his wife pregnant will not expect the first attempt to give him a baby. Sometimes you might have that very particular exercise for years without you getting the result. But one day, there will be a click and the story will change. I am certain that we're about getting to the point where we're going to have a new story to tell. Thank you, guys. This is Humanity right here on the show. I want to say a very good afternoon to every one of you. Say good morning anyways. Good morning to every one of you. I'm taking a bow right now because I need to return back to work and continue with my hustling in order for me to be able to have enhancement and get the best out of my time. I love you guys. Thank you very much for your time, and bye for now. Have a blessed day.
All right. Thank you very much, my people. Now, there we'll round up on this particular one. We'll be coming back again later on this evening. Please help us to share our videos, like our videos, subscribe to our channel, Nigerian Watch, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we're on air like this. So we are rushing right now because we have another broadcast coming on soon. Please help us to share this particular one. Take care, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye for now.